Hello everyone, this is the review for section 6.3 and 6.4 Calculus in Economics, Demand and Supply. If you want to get more detail about these two sections, please take a look at the lecture notes I post on Blackboard. So in section 6.3, we learn about demand curve, DOP. This is a decreasing function. We learn about consumer expenditure, consumer surplus, and the consumer willingness and ability to spend. For example, consider a demand curve DOP. This is a decreasing function. I can calculate the consumer expenditure as P0 times Q0, for P0 is the set market price and Q0 is the quantity demanded. So the consumer expenditure is the area of the blue region you see here. Now next, we can calculate the consumer surplus, which is the pink region between the demand curve and the horizontal axis. The consumer surplus is equal to the definite integral from P0 to Pmax of the demand curve, DOP dP. For P0 is the set market price and Pmax is the maximum price that the consumer can afford the product. Sometimes you have the similar formula, which is the improper integral from P0 to infinity of the demand function DOP dP. You may ask, when do I need to use Pmax or when do I need to use infinity? It depends on the problem. There will be indication that you need to find a Pmax because they will ask you to find a maximum price at which the consumer can afford the product. Or you can use infinity because that is an exponential function or the logistic function. When you put the consumer expenditure and the consumer surplus together, you have something called the consumer willingness and ability to spend. So this is equal to the consumer expenditure plus the consumer surplus. So the consumer willingness and ability to spend is the area of the blue region added with the area of the red region. Next, we study about the supply curve SAP. This is an increasing function. We learn about producer revenue, producer surplus, and the producer willingness and ability to receive. For the producer revenue, this is the area of the rectangle regions right here. And it is equal to P0 times Q0. For P0 is the set market price and Q0 is the quantity supplied. In this case, P sub S is the shutdown price. The producer surplus, this is the definite integral from P sub S to P0 of S sub P dP. For P sub S, one more time, is the shutdown price and P0 is the set market price. We have something called the producer willingness and ability to receive. This is equal to the producer revenue minus the producer surplus. Producer revenue is the region of the big rectangle, and the producer surplus is the area of the red region. So therefore, the producer willingness and ability to receive is the gray regions you see here, or the black regions. When you put the demand curve and the supply curve together, they intersect at one point. This is called the equilibrium point. For P star is the equilibrium price and Q star is the equilibrium quantity. Once again, P sub S is the shutdown price. When you want to calculate P star, you can set the demand function equal to the supply function. And you can use the software in the calculator to get the value of P star. Then when you want to find Q star, you can substitute P star into either the function DOP or the function S sub P. Next, you can calculate the total social gain. This is equal to the producer surplus, which is the blue regions, plus the consumer surplus, which is the red regions. And lastly, we want to talk about elasticity of demand. The formula for elasticity of demand is eta equal to the price P times the derivative of the demand function over the demand function itself. The meaning of eta is that if price increases by 1%, the demand will change by eta%. If the absolute value of eta is less than 1, the demand is inelastic. The example for inelastic demand is that of the price of gasoline. When the gasoline price is changing, the demand will not change that much. If absolute value of eta is greater than 1, the demand is elastic. And if the absolute value of eta is equal to 1, you have the unit elasticity. So that's all the material we learned in section 6.3 and 6.4. Please let me know if you have any questions. I also post some videos on examples in lecture notes and problems in problem set. So please go ahead and watch those. They are very helpful for your web assignment and to prepare for the test. Please let me know if you have any questions.